It is almost impossible to believe that this guy, that this old man, this Walmart greeter, this fake installed president, one wife with him wherever he goes. We didn't hire this person. I didn't hire you, Joe. You're a traitor. I know what you are. I know what Kamala is. I know what the Democratic Party is. And I know that we have a constitutional crisis of epic proportion. But hearing you talk about your house that, had a little fire, you almost lost your cat and your Corvette. There are children that...
Yes, there is something. I don't know if you saw this. Activists and members of Congress are exploiting the Hawaii fire, urging Biden to declare a national emergency over climate change. I don't know if you have seen this. Very disturbing. Before we even go there, I realized he fell asleep during this period. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. If possible, why not share this video?
It is almost impossible to believe that this guy, that this old man, this Walmart greeter, this fake installed president, one wife with him wherever he goes. We didn't hire this person. I didn't hire you, Joe. You're a traitor. I know what you are. I know what Kamala is. I know what the Democratic Party is. And I know that we have a constitutional crisis of epic proportion. But hearing you talk about your house that, had a little fire, you almost lost your cat and your Corvette. There are children that were incinerated to ash. You old man. You vile human being. The only way you feel you're able to communicate and you have some kind of, you're so out of touch with the common man, you don't even understand how to speak to them. The only way you think you can establish commonality with them is to lie. That the same thing happened to you, no matter what the tragedy is. Your son wasn't killed in action, by the way. Your house didn't burn down. Your children weren't burned to death. How dare you get up there and speak this way? Your job is to go there and assuage them in a way that you talk to them about their loss. That you can't imagine what it's like. That you can't imagine what it's like never to find the bodies of the poor children that were sent home from schools that died alone. Alone. In fear. Without their parent or a guardian. That the most abhorrent thing happened. You're a disgusting, despicable. You're too old. You need to step down from office. Maybe the cackling hyena behind you, maybe she'll rise to the occasion. She can't even form a coherent sentence. This is an outrage. An outrage. We should just rebuild the goddamn thing the way it was. When you hear the psychopath, the first thing out of the governor's mouth was, we're going to reclaim the land for this or for that. Who are the people we hire in government? And if there's any truth to the matter that this idiot held back the water, he should be sent down to Guantanamo Bay. Never to be seen again. It's just outrageous how we behave in this country. There's no adults. An event, no matter how tragic, there should be men that are able to rise to the occasion. In 5 seconds, you should know what to do. You should understand the right thing. You almost lost your cat.
Yes, Biden appears to briefly fall asleep during a ceremony in Maui honoring the hundreds of people who died. Here is how Biden's trip to Maui went. Upon arriving, Biden jokes about how hot the ground was. Biden later brought up his son Bill Biden. He also told a debunked story about he almost lost his Corvette in a house fire. The story was embellished according to the fire department. It is so clearly tells you something. These people are exploiting this for campaign. According to an article I recently came published by the Gateway Pundit, climate change activist group and left-wing members of Congress are using the fires in Maui to urge Biden to declare a national emergency over climate change. These people don't give a damn about the people of Hawaii. All they see is an opportunity to seize more power and control. What do you think happens if Biden declares a national emergency over climate change? Climate lockdowns, more restrictions on energy, more restriction of freedom, all of the above and more. As Rev Emmanuel once famously said, never let a crisis go to waste. As President Joe Biden prepared to visit the Hawaiian island devastated by the deadliest wildfire in U.S. modern history, lawmakers and climate groups are begging the White House to do more to prevent future climate-related disaster. The argument, if the latest environmental catastrophe would spur the president into action, what would? The fires, likely sparked by the island electrical utility and heightened by climate change impact, swept through the Pacific Paradise last week, killing at least 110 people and leaving the famed town of Lahaina.
He is expected to deliver remarks during which he is going to announce that Bob Fenton, the regional administrator for that area, is going to be named the chief federal response coordinator for this effort, a designation that is intended to signal that this is going to be a long-term recovery process and one for which the federal government will indeed be on scene. The president, in a statement, saying, quote, "I will do everything in my power to help Maui recover and rebuild from this tragedy. And throughout our efforts, we are focused on respecting sacred lands, cultures, and traditions." Now, the president could hear some criticism of the federal response. Some local residents have been saying that they felt the federal response was too slow. The president also faced criticism from Republicans for the nearly 5 days of silence on this matter while he was at his Rehoboth Beach, Delaware home. But most importantly, Victor, today will be an opportunity for the president to display that signature empathy that, while it may have been missing for a handful of days last week, it has been a hallmark of his political life and of his presidency as well. Certainly a moment for him to present that front today.
I believe you've seen this and the article. Now, members of Congress are rising that this should happen. They should declare a state of emergency. You know, this is a big problem. They fear for the future of their children. They will not be able to have clean water, and more disasters might be in the future. So it is concerning. I want to know your thought pertaining to this. Is it right to declare more lockdowns? It will affect us like way back in the days of COVID.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not.
Well, aren't we Americans too? Like, we're part of the United States, but why are we not? Why are we getting put in the back pocket?
Still looking to get that federal assistance? Please go call 1-800-621-FEMA. Closely with commercial airlines to get folks.
So there are going to be people that are lost forever. And right now we're working obviously with the FBI and everyone on the ground to make sure that we do what we can to assess who's missing.